Okay. Good morning. Welcome to this morning's Queensborough President Land Use Public Hearing, both in person at 120-55 Queens Boulevard in the Borough President's Conference Room, Kew Gardens, New York, and live streamed at the Borough President's website, www.queensbp.org. For those who wish to virtually testify and haven't already pre-registered for speaking time, you may do so by visiting www.queensbp.org/land-use. For those who wish to testify in person, please notify the receptionist before you take a seat in the conference room, and please note your opportunity to speak will be those who are pre-registered first, and at the point you need assistance, please notify our planning staff at the contact information below. Written testimony is welcome from those who are unable to testify remotely. All written testimony must be received today by 5 p.m. and may be submitted by email to vgarvey@queensbp.org or by conventional mail sent to the office of the Queensborough President at 120-55 Queens Boulevard, room 226, Kew Gardens, New York, 11424. The public hearing shall be conducted in the following manner. The applicant will be called to give a description of the zoning action requested, an explanation of the proposed project, and respond to any questions from the chair. The floor will be then open for public speakers. Please listen for your name to be called. Each speaker will have 3 minutes, and a signal will be heard and notice will be displayed and when the 3 minutes have passed. When you are called, please identify yourself for the record, and if you are formally speaking as a representative or member of a group. The calendar number will be heard and notice will. The calendar number or application you are speaking about, and whether you are for or against the item. Then you may begin your testimony. At the discretion of the chair, if there are a large number of speakers on any particular item, it will be put on second call. Speakers for and against the item may also be called to testify in an alternating basis. Please note that if you are testifying virtually, you must appear with your name clearly identified on Zoom, and your camera must be on. If you have any technical issues or concerns, please let our planning staff know in the chat, and we will be glad to assist you. Thank you for your cooperation. This hearing is now open. First item, calendar item number 1, ULURP number 230022ZMQ, and related calendar item number 2 are ULURP number 230023ZRQ. The applicant 311719 1Z LLC, and affected community board number 1. Applicant, please begin your testimony.
Okay, if I can share the screen. I don't know why the slideshow is not working, so I'll just leave it the way it is, I guess. Good morning. My name is Frank Chaney. I'm the zoning attorney for the applicant and the owner of 3117 12th Street, the development site. I'm joined remotely by Demetrios Drogidas, the owner's rep, and Gino Longo, the architect, and we'll all be available to answer questions at the end of the presentation. Is the slide changing? I just want to make sure the slide is working. Yes. Okay. The first action is an amendment to amend the zoning map to rezone a small portion of an existing R5B district, R6B. And the second action is a text amendment to Appendix F of the zoning resolution to designate the rezoning area for mandatory inclusionary housing. The rezoning will extend the R6B zoning district, which is directly to the north, down to 31st Drive, covering the 150 feet of the block back from 12th Street. In addition to the development site, which is lot 13, the rezoning will include 8 other lots and small slivers of 2 lots, which under the split lot rules would be unaffected by the rezoning. The text amendment will designate the rezoned area, shown here outlined in red on the right, as a mandatory inclusionary housing area subject to mandatory MIH option 1. Within the surrounding area, the predominant land use is residential with a scattering of industrial and institutional uses, which are shown in blue, and light industrial uses, which are purple. And the zoning in the area is a mix of R5B, R6B, and R7A. The rezoning area is in an R5B district. There's another R5B district to the east and another to the north. In between is an R6B district, and to the south and west is an R7A district. Just a quick overview of the zoning of the area. In 1961, almost all of Astoria was zoned R6, and it stayed that way until 1989, when the Department of City Planning rezoned the western portion of the neighborhood, including the property in question. The block in question was rezoned from R5 to it was rezoned from R6 to R5, sorry. Again, rezoned by city planning in 2010, this time from R5 to R5B. There have been a number of independent individual rezonings. I'll just go through them here. You can see where they are. I won't take the time to describe them. Try to stay within my 3 minutes. Just earlier this year was the most recent.
You need to explain. You don't have a 3-minute hold.
Okay. Currently on the site is an irregular site, 12,000 square feet. There are 5 buildings on the site, 1 residential, a 2-story, 2-family house with 2 dwelling units, and the other 4 buildings are commercial, garage, and I think there's a window display company located in one of the buildings. It's a non-conforming use because it's a residential zoning district, but it pre-existed and is grandfathered in. All the buildings combined contain 5,826 square feet for an FAR of 0.48. So as you can see, it's significantly underutilized. As I say, the rezoning will change the zoning from R5B to R6B. That will increase the allowable FAR from 1.35 to 2.2. And it will increase the height and setback regulations from a base height of 30 feet with no setback to a base height of 45 feet with, on a narrow street such as this, a 15-foot setback and a maximum building height of 55 feet. The rezoning will allow the development of a 5-story residential building on a 4-story base having a height of 43 feet. The 5th floor will be set back 15 feet from the street line and will rise to a total height of 53 feet. It'll have 26,515 square feet for an FAR of 2.2, the maximum permitted under the proposed zoning, and it will contain 35 dwelling units. Under MIH option 1, 25% of the floor area has to be affordable. That will be the equivalent of 6,629 square feet approximately, which will contain approximately 9 dwelling units. We're allowed a maximum of 3 income bands, one of which must be 40% AMI, 10% of the affordable floor area must be in that band, and all 3 bands must have an average of 60% of AMI. Looking at the site plan, the blue is the building, which will have a lot coverage of 42%, leaving open space 58% as open space, including approximately 2,000 square feet of green space, landscaped area, including the dogleg portion that goes off to the left there, and will have 15 accessory parking spaces, which is the gray area there behind the building. Those parking spaces will be accessed through a driveway, which will go through the building, and can be seen. The entrance is the arched way to the left of the building that you see here. And with that, we'd be happy to answer questions.
Thank you. I'm sorry, could you repeat the driveway, the parking access description, please?
Yeah, the arched entryway to the left that you see here, that's the driveway, which will go through the building, all the way through the building. You can see on the left where it says driveway at the first floor. So the cars will go through the building at the first floor. The second floor will extend all the way to the lot line. So the driveway will go to the open parking area in the back.
Okay, and is there any loading area for delivery?
No, the deliveries, obviously it's a residential zone, so there won't be any commercial deliveries, but package delivery, Amazon and that sort of thing, can potentially use the driveway and pull into the parking area in the back. But other than that, no.
And your estimated phasing for construction would be?
I'm sorry, missed the question.
I'm sorry, your timeline for construction as planned? Or have plans been filed as yet?
Gino, would you like to answer that?
No plans can be filed with the proposal until the zoning is official, but we are prepared to move ahead as quickly as possible once the zoning change is official.
Okay. And so tell me about your plans for green development within the building?
The building does have open green usable area for the occupants of the property. If you notice, we do have electric vehicle charging stations along the back of the building. The building will be completely electrified, and with the maximum amount of solar panels possible on the roof. The solar panels, we're considering having the solar panels as a canopy to provide additional shading area for the occupants, which desire to use the rooftop recreation space. Each unit will have its own individual heat pump units for heating and electric. The building will be insulated with spray foam insulation, which will provide a pretty airtight and efficient building. With that technology, we will also be providing ERVs, which are fresh air circulators with heat exchangers for each unit. As well as that, we will be providing a sufficient and adequate bike and scooter parking within the building. And with that, we're also taking into consideration to have a complete solid block, non-combustible enclosure for the scooters, taking into consideration the fires with the lithium batteries and whatnot. But so we still want to encourage the scooter and bicycle use, but we don't want the occupants of the building to have a fear of having those scooters within the building. And as Frank mentioned, we do have a wide enough areaway so that we can have deliveries, Amazon delivery, like small van deliveries for postal packages. Very convenient for the owners, even food delivery. Having that open area will allow vehicles to be off the street and allow traffic to go by, so you don't have cars sitting idling, waiting in the street because they cannot pass because there is a double parked vehicle. And I think that that pretty much covers everything. I mean, all the building material is all standard local material, trying to reduce the carbon footprint that way. We're not specifying any extravagant materials that have to be shipped in from afar.
Thank you.
No.
Please stand by. I'm checking to see if we have any registered speakers. Sola, are there any speakers registered?
No, there are no speakers registered.
Okay. All right. And with that, thank you. Thank you for your presentation. I'm going to close this hearing. And the next Borough President's Land Use Public Hearing will be July 18th. Thank you. Thank you for your
Okay.
cooperation.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us. Enjoy your weekend.
Thank you.
Thank you.